the Lego Millennium Falcon. This one's from the Solo movie that came out in the summer. So, I mean, I was going to do a live build of this one, and I did sort of a preliminary build just to see how long it was going to take, and it took, so, you know, 6 or 7 hours to build. So I thought, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna bore you guys to death watching me build this for 7 hours straight. So instead, I thought I would show you around inside, you know, the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy. So here we go. All right. So if you're watching tonight, give us a wave, give us a thumbs up, let us know that you're watching, and maybe what country you're watching from. I'd love to hear. So this is obviously the Millennium Falcon. We have the cockpit here. Now there's no one inside, but you do get a bunch of minifigs, and I'll get to those in a little bit. I just want to show you some of the features of the ship. We've got the original circular dish that you see in the movie. So in Force Awakens, the ship by that point has a rectangular dish because it got knocked off at the end of Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi? Yeah, Return of the Jedi. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comments. Okay, so we've got a bunch of features. You can see these flaps all lift up to reveal all kinds of cool stuff. I'm going to pop that back on so I don't lose it. So we've got all these flaps that open. There's a rotating gun on top, so you just get that out of the way so you can clear these panels. And let's open all these up and take a look at what's going on. So this was a real cool set. It took, I say, 6 to 7 hours to build, and that wasn't just me. That was me and my 10-year-old and my 5-year-old all working together, and it took an awful long time. So that's 3 people going at it, and it's got a lot going on in there. So you can see in sort of this storage area at the back here, you get these crates for delivery, I'm guessing. I'm not actually seen the movie yet, so I'll be curious to know what that is. If you've seen the movie, let me know. You've got this weird piece of machinery here. This quite clearly is like a canteen area, breakout room. You can make some snacks. We've got a bed here with a minifig. So that's for some rest, some R&R. So this guy, he's quite cool. I'm not sure who he is. As I say, I've not seen the movie, so this guy, he could be a goodie or a baddie, I don't know. He reminds me of Deadshot, the Will Smith character from Suicide Squad with that mask. Let's set him back there making a cup of tea. And we've got a bunch of minifigs here in this seating area. You can see they've got the hollow chessboard in the middle there, famous from A New Hope. Some other machinery down the side here. Let's just walk you through the minifigs we've got. Okay. So we have Chewbacca. Obviously, you can't have a Han Solo without having Chewbacca around. So he's the coolest Wookiee in town. Let's sit him at the table. Let the Wookiee win. We've also got Lando. Very dapper. I like that with his cloak they've done black one and it's got a blue lining on it just to add a bit of extra snazz. And he's got this collar as well, so it's kind of two-tone black collar. Very cool. I've heard a lot of good things about Childish Gambino's performance in the movie. We've also got this droid, not R2-D2, but of that ilk, I imagine. I'm going to just pop this camera down because I am wobbling all over the place. I'm sure you guys don't appreciate the shake cam. Okay. Where are you, droid? Focus in. Okay. He's got some funny little legs. It's kind of cute. And we've got this guy. It does say the name on the box. I don't have that to hand, but I'm sure you guys can let me know who this is, what he is. Is he a he or a she? I don't know, it kind of looks like he's got a beard. So I'm going to say it's a guy, but it could well be a girl. It does have a dress on. Or is it a cape or a cloak? I don't know. Let me know. Cool. So obviously we're missing someone here. I'm going to back up a little. So we have this front section that pulls out, and then you can see the front of the ship looks way more like you're used to seeing in the Star Wars movies. that sort of forked out section here. Let's just fold these panels back down. You can really see the silhouette that you're used to, that classic look. Yeah, cool. So this unit, I thought in the movie it was going to be some sort of just, you know, transport storage container thing, but it turns out it looks like it's going to be a spaceship of some sort of personal craft. So we've got like a seat in the back, and there's some controls at the front there. So there we go. I can't tell actually which way around this is supposed to go. Is that the front? It looks like maybe that's supposed to be headlights and that's a jet engine, or am I looking at the back to front? On the box it shows you it flying this way, forwards. So there you go. It shows that this is Kira's ship. That's another one of the minifigs that we've got here. The female character from the movie. So she's, again, supposed to be quite a cool character. Guys, let me know, who's your favourite character from the film if you've seen it? What's your favourite iteration of Lego Millennium Falcon? There's been a bunch in the past. This is the latest one. And obviously they had last year the Millennium Falcon that was the UCS version that was thousands of pieces. Goodness only knows how long that would take you to build. If you've done a build of that one, let me know how many hours you think that took you, how many weeks, you know, of hard graft did that cost you. Oh, you can see here I've got a couple other ships here. I was going to do the live build of the Falcon, but I wasn't going to bore you to death doing 6 hours of it, so I picked up this Lego block set that I'm going to bust through tonight, and just get a live chat going. So I wanted to talk about Marvel movies and maybe some DC stuff as well. We had Comic-Con last week, so there's a whole bunch of trailers and stuff. And obviously, we're talking about Marvel and spaceships. You've got to talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy ship. Now this, a lot of people are calling it the Milano. This is actually the Benatar, so it's from Infinity War. And so the Milano apparently got destroyed in one of the movies. Oh, Star-Lord there, without his hair. Hello. Yeah, so the Milano got destroyed and it was replaced with the Benatar. I think that must have been at the end of the first Guardians film. And so that's the replacement ship. It's got, again, quite a big build. So we're going to go into this fire engine instead. So if you are watching on the live chat, give me a wave, say hi. I'd love to hear from people. And let me know what you think. What's your favourite out of these two ships? Are you into the Marvel universe, the MCU, or are you into the Star Wars franchise? Which ship is more iconic? I would love to hear from you guys. So yeah, let's stay on the subject of Marvel movies then, as we're here. And so Ant-Man and the Wasp obviously has been out everywhere except the UK. We've had the World Cup going on around the world, presumably. The rest of the world got the movie, but for some reason the UK didn't. I'm going to set the camera up so you guys can see what I'm making. There we go. Let me know if the audio's okay here. I'm going to get some rummaging while I open the bags. Let's do the minifig first. So I don't know if you guys have seen these Wilco minifigs before. They're a little different to the Lego ones. Let's compare with Star-Lord there, even if he's bald. So Star-Lord's that classic look. He's got the, you know, the scoopy hands, a familiar round head. We're having trouble focusing today, aren't we, camera? There you are. Oh, no, yep, no, oh, whatever. You guys know what a minifig looks like by now. So I'm going to show you the Wilco Blocks ones. These are called Block Tech in a lot of countries. Countries that don't have Wilco, presumably. So you can see the legs come separate from the hips, so you have to assemble that, and it does take quite a bit of pressure to squeeze those together. Here we are. Got some legs. So it's similar to a Lego minifig, but it's clearly different. So these arms again come in two pieces, so you have to put the forearm up into the elbow there and then press that into the shoulder. There's a lot more assembly to do compared to when you get a Lego minifig, sort of 3 or 4 pieces and it's done. So we've got a cool fireman. Oh, seems to be wearing lipstick. I'm guessing that's a fire lady. Or maybe just a fireman with very red lips. Camera really struggling with some focus today. I do apologise. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, you'll have to believe me. That fireman does have a face, despite what the camera wants to show you. Right, let's get into the main build here. I'm going to open all these bags out now. So there's going to be an awful lot of rummaging. I do apologise. So, Marvel movies. Yes, Ant-Man. A lot of people saying the film's cool. It's coming off the back of Infinity War. It's kind of a palate cleanser. It's a bit more fun. We've had the double hit of, you know, Black Panther was quite serious. Infinity War was very serious. The entire way through. I mean, that was a long Marvel movie. And it was pretty hard going all the way through. You know, you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. So now Ant-Man and the Wasp is a lot more fun, as you'd expect. Sequel to Ant-Man, which was, itself was very silly, very fun. And from what I've heard, Wasp steals the show in this movie. If you've seen the film, let me know. But I've heard that basically Ant-Man doesn't have much to do in the movie. And it's really her that is kicking all the butt. Put these wheels together. So, yeah. So coming up after Ant-Man and the Wasp, we've got Captain Marvel. We've also got Avengers 4. Still no title for that one. We've done a few videos, sort of predictions and rumour videos on what Infinity War... I'm saying Infinity War 2 or Infinity Gauntlet. We don't know what it's called because they keep telling us it's one thing and then it's not, so we don't know. But Avengers 4, let's call it Avengers 4, just going on. We've done a few videos where we're predicting what the plot's going to be, how they're going to undo what happened in Avengers 3 and in Infinity War. We've also done a video where we found some behind the scenes pictures from the set of I keep calling it Infinity War, of Avengers 4. And they're quite interesting. So you see some stuff in those photos that look very strange. It looks like stuff we've already seen, like they've reshot the same scenes from different angles with different outcomes. So it's quite interesting. Check out in our video list there. It's there's leaked images from the set, and it's quite cool to see what they're doing. But it does raise just more questions. What are they doing? But let me know what you think. I'm excited about the movie. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't believe we've still got to wait almost a year to see what they're going to do. But I'm pretty sure it's going to pay off. You know, so far Marvel haven't really let us down. 20 movies or whatever it is now, and they've all been pretty great. Cool. So let's get onto the truck. I've assembled the wheels. So you kind of have to lay out the chassis in these panels. This is something the Block Tech blocks sets are weird. They some of the design is questionable. Some of the parts are clearly not as good as Lego, but when you weigh it up versus the price of it, I think you get your money's worth. So if you've had one of these sets, let me know. I'm going to kind of push on with some of the building here. So we've got an 8x2. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So this 8x2 is going on top. We're kind of connecting all these pieces that we've laid out. Like that. Yeah. Okay, so after Infinity War, what's next? We have got... Hang on, I've messed up here already. Okay. After Infinity War, it's Spider-Man Homecoming. So this has already started filming in the UK. So just up the street from me, in Watford, and so that's over in West London. There's also parts being filmed in North London, so it really is quite close to where I am. And we've seen set photos of Tom Holland dressed as Peter, not dressed as Spider-Man. And we know it's looking like Nick Fury's going to appear in the movie. Looking at Samuel L. Jackson's Instagram, he's put some pictures out that seem to show that he's headed over to Watford. And we've also seen that someone from the set, an extra, has leaked that Maria Hill may be ending up on the set too. So it makes sense. If Nick Fury's there, those two are pretty much synonymous with each other at this point. The rumour going around for ages was that Mysterio is in the movie. I mean, we know Mysterio is the baddie, but playing Mysterio, the rumour was Jake Gyllenhaal. It looks like that's now been confirmed, so that's exciting. He's a great actor. It's funny, the first thing I saw him in was Bubble Boy, which was just a really silly movie. So to see him take on all these more serious roles since then, it's interesting to watch someone you just associate with being daft. Okay, so I've got to line these up too. Yeah, but look at it. So I don't know if you can see on the instructions here, it's not always immediately clear exactly where these are going. There's lines kind of vaguely pointing at stuff, but it's not that precise. Again, I mean, I say you get what you pay for. This set was £3.50 and they reduced it to £2.50. So, and it's fairly big, you know, for the money. You certainly wouldn't get a set this big from Lego for that kind of cash. Okay, am I doing that right? Oh gosh. Let's keep going, see what happens. Right, so yeah, we've got Jake Gyllenhaal, Samuel L. Jackson, obviously Tom Holland, Maria Hill, the actress's name is escaping me right now, but also J.B. Smoove. And that's an interesting casting choice, I think. So there's a rumour going around that he could be playing Uncle Ben. I don't know if I see that myself. There's a rumour going around that he could be playing J. Jonah Jameson. That's a tongue twister, isn't it? There's a rumour going around that he could be playing any number of characters, you know, related to Shocker or some new character entirely. I think it's going to be something way more low-key. Knowing that he's from a comedy background, I can imagine him literally being, we know that this is a field trip, that he would just be, you know, the field trip teacher, just taking these teenagers around Europe would just be a headache for most teachers, and I can see him just playing with that and going nuts with it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that one. And then after Spider-Man, we have got, it's going to be Guardians 3 at the minute that we know of. So a lot of controversy, however you say it, around this movie at the minute because the director, James Gunn, has got himself in a bit of hot water. So without going too in depth on what's going on there, he's made some comments on Twitter years ago. I'm talking years and years and years ago, and they were horrible comments. And he's apologized for them years ago, before Disney hired him. And so he'd already been run over, you know, dragged over the coals for the comments already, and they were atrocious things that he said. I'm not sticking up for him at all. But he had already been, you know, taken into account for it, essentially, and has proven since he's obviously not that kind of person, or he's changed, he's grown as a person. And the irony is that, you know, these movies, the Guardians movies, are about people with shady pasts, with questionable motives, becoming better people. You know, this group of people that literally are in prison at the start of the movie, and by the end of the movie, they save the galaxy. So, you know, that's, it's almost like it's repeating his own life. He's changed for the better. So Disney, I think they had no other choice. They have fired him from the movie. You know, they're obviously a family-oriented company. What else are they going to do? It's a bit of a knee-jerk reaction, but I don't blame them as much. You know, it's the guy that dug these tweets out is himself a shady character that has said equally horrific things on Twitter. So, you know, this guy's just out for blood, just trying to ruin James Gunn's reputation. And James Gunn is an outspoken, you know, equality proponent. So it's an interesting one, it really is. But anyway, without getting too deep, that's pretty deep, isn't it? I'm going to try and keep it light. So I'm trying to think of directors that could jump in and fill those shoes, you know, fill that void left by James Gunn. So I've seen a lot of people commenting about Peyton Reed. Obviously, Ant-Man's out right now, so he's familiar with the company. All kinds of comedy and action directors. Shane Black might be a good one. A fan favourite at the minute seems to be Taika Waititi, obviously of Thor Ragnarok. And I think that would be a perfect fit, honestly. I don't know if you could do anything worse than that. I think he's currently committed to a couple of indie movies, but really his schedule is pretty open. He could easily fit in. The big question, I suppose, is going to be, what are they going to do with that script? Because James Gunn had already turned in a script for the movie. So they have less than a year to churn out a script and film it and get it to cinemas. No, more than a year, but yeah, less than a year to get the script in, get some screenwriters, or are they just going to sort of reuse what James Gunn had already done? And that's a tricky one. How much, you know, if they want to distance themselves from him, they really need to scrap everything. But the guy knows the Guardians better than anyone at this point, so should they use his script? Do they want to give him a credit on, you know, on the, when the words are coming up at the end there? Do they want his name appearing next to their movie? It's a real tricky one. I'd love to hear from you guys what you think. Okay, starting to look trucky. Okay, so after Guardians, there's a lot of theories about what movies they might do. I think there's some obvious ones. You know, Black Panther 2 is inevitable. There is no way they are not going to do another Black Panther movie. So, okay, I'll get into some spoilers for Infinity War now. If you've not seen that movie by this point, where have you been living? So, obviously, at the end of Infinity War, Thanos does the snap. You know, everyone disappears, pretty much. Half of the people in the galaxy, in the universe, everywhere, disappears. Whether they're dead or not is a question, but they do cease to exist in our world. Let's say it that way. The Russo brothers have said the deaths are real. I don't believe that those people are dead, just that they've been transported somewhere else. And we've seen already Gamora appearing as a child in the Soul Realm, talking to Thanos at the end of the movie. So I think, you know, those people have all been transported to the Soul Realm too. So they're in there somewhere. Or they've been transported to another universe, perhaps. You know, the multiverse. It's only a matter of time before they set that up. Here we go. Okay, this is the front end of the truck we're starting to build now. It's going to start looking more and more like a truck. So, Black Panther is obviously going to come back. We know Spider-Man is coming back. They've already started filming, and we've seen Tom Holland on set. They've not said, obviously, how those people are coming back. It's just a given at this point. You know, you've got to be pretty daft to think two of the most popular Marvel characters are just going to get binned. So, what we got here? Okay. Got some lights. Where are the rest of them? So yeah, Black Panther 2, obviously. Doctor Strange 2, I reckon so. I think, you know, every hero character, any decent one, is going to get a trilogy of movies. We've had an Iron Man trilogy, we've had a Thor trilogy, we've had a Cap trilogy. Hulk kind of is getting a trilogy in that, you know, they've said he's getting a 3-movie arc that starts with Ragnarok, and he just develops as a character through Infinity War and then Avengers 4. So that's kind of a trilogy. So, yeah, Black Panther is definitely getting at least a trilogy. Doctor Strange, you know, Benedict Cumberbatch is a little older than the other guys, but I think he's less physically demanding, so he's probably going to get the trilogy too. Right, so there now we've got a line that up with that. Is that right? So who else? We know that it's sounding more and more like Chris Hemsworth is definitely coming back as Thor. So that means we'll get a 4th Thor film. God, that was tricky to say. We're getting a Black Widow movie. They've already found a director for that. So that's in the works. We've got basically, you know, if they're sticking with that 3 movies a year plan, that's going to take us already 2 or 3 years down the line. So they've definitely got a lot of work cut out for them. I'm excited to see where they go after Infinity War. There you go. So I think that's kind of everything that Marvel have got lined up. Let me know if I've missed something there. At least all the confirmed stuff. So, the other big hitters. Obviously, Marvel were not at Comic-Con this year. They're going to be saving their stuff. Any trailers for Captain Marvel and all of that. Probably for either their own D23 next time that comes up. Or maybe they'll be attached to one of their other movies later in the year. But with them not being at Comic-Con, it means that DC pretty much had free reign. So we got the what do we get? We got Aquaman. So that was pretty cool. He certainly seems a lot better filled out character-wise compared to Injustice League. He's still, you know, surfer dude. Still not really that like the comics. But I like it. I like what they're doing with him. And visually, the trailer, it looks great. You know, we see Atlantis, we see all the characters, we see Mira again, and she looks awesome. We see the trench in there. That looked great. So it's really cool stuff. I like that the DC movies are obviously changing in character. They're finding their feet now, I think. And they're getting a bit more of a balance. It's not just doom and gloom all the time. It's not just gritty, realistic heroes. They do have a bit of fun now and again, which I think Aquaman did show in Justice League. He was one of the more fun characters. And they're leaning into that now. We've also got the Shazam trailer dropped. And that even more was, you know, more humour, more fun, more silliness. So that was great. And, you know, DC are really turning it around. I'm hoping that this is the start of something good. that people can finally stop complaining that the DC movies aren't that great. I've not enjoyed a lot of them, to be fair. Okay, here we go. So yeah, things like, you know, Batman v Superman and even Justice League, they were hard work. I found there was just an awful lot for not much of a story. It was a massive movie. It took forever to get where it was going. It was a bit clunky. It was all over the place. So I hope that they find better pacing for these movies and a better tone that just fits in with it all a little more. So this is a weird piece going on here. I've not seen one of those before. So these pieces, by the way, they all fit together with Lego. So you can see they do just snap together. So if you're looking for one of those, this is where you get it. Right, here we are. Oh, no, wait. No, I was right. So yeah, I find it funny actually. The last few Marvel films that I've seen have been quite serious, and the last few DC films I've seen trailers for, the new trailers look way more fun. So it's almost like they're switching places now, Marvel and DC. Quite cool. A lot of people are worried that, you know, this might be the end of Marvel, that they're just being too serious and now losing James Gunn, who was a key voice in the movies. I'm not sure I'd go that far. They're still churning out billion-dollar movies. They've had a ridiculous year this year with Black Panther, Infinity War, and, you know, to a lesser extent Ant-Man as well. They've had two movies make $1 billion within a few months of each other. That is good going by any studio standards. Wow, these parts are stiff. Here we go. Right. A couple of lights on here. Okay, so the other DC movie that's being developed actively, actually in filming at the moment, is Wonder Woman 2, or Wonder Woman 1984, whatever they're calling it. And again, that's looking more fun. The on-set photos, it's set in the 80s. So you see the characters all in 80s outfits. Obviously, no one can dress. Everyone looked ridiculous in the 80s the way they dressed. I was very much present in the 80s and I looked ridiculous also. Okay, so we've got this weird tower thing, and this is different. Got this basket thing happening. Lots of unusual pieces. So if you're looking to make your own sort of custom fire engine or some sort of mad, you know, you could use this for space parts, some sort of space rover or something. Weird. Okay. So yeah, I mean, Chris Pine on the set of Wonder Woman in his bum bag with his shell suit. Very cool. Okay, so what am I looking at here? Got another basket thing and some string. Okay, so we need this thing and that thing. We'll put the string through here. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Tie a knot with my big sausage fingers. Boom. Okay. Not the neatest job I've ever done. I will never make it as a fireman. Okay, so we've got this. We've got a crank to put on there. Now we can wind it up. Or can we? Yeah. And then on the end, this is supposed to represent a hose by the look of it. It's saying to tie the string around there. I want to go through. I want to be clever and tie a knot. Yeah, man. So, the other big DC characters we've not had movies for yet. We've got Flash. There was a Flashpoint movie in the works for ages. I think it's still actively being developed, but it keeps stalling. They're talking about doing like time travel elements where they can basically pick the best bits of what they've done in the movies so far and then dump the rest. So it's a way of getting, you know, Ben Affleck out of his contract if he doesn't want to do this anymore. It's a way of introducing new characters quite quickly, plus alternate versions. So if we wanted to pick a different Batman, for instance, there's a theory of an alternate universe where Bruce Wayne's dad became Batman rather than being murdered. It was actually him that took on the mantle. Obviously played by Negan from Walking Dead. So, what do you think? Would you want to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing Negan? Not playing Negan, playing Batman. Would you want to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing Negan in the Batman franchise? That would be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it? Okay. We're building a thing. I'm not sure what it's meant to be. So, I think this is, again, what differs Block Tech and Wilco Blocks from Lego. Lego will add details that are quite clear what they're supposed to be. So here I'm making something and I'm going to attach it. Here we are. I guess it would be like a generator or something. It's just a box. It's got some bits on top. Here we go. But yeah, Lego, I think they would have done like some cupboards or something with tools and things inside. Here we go. What were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about DC movies, weren't we? So, yeah, Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman, and Flash. There's also a rumour of a Cyborg movie. I mean, basically every Justice League character they're going to do another movie of. So Superman, Batman. There is a Batman movie that's been, again, in the works forever. At first, Ben Affleck was going to direct and write and star, and gradually he's dropping out of each role. So he's currently still down to star, but he's not doing anything else with it. They've gotten a new director, new writers, and it is moving ahead, but it sounds like it's hard work, and it seems like, at least from, you know, what we're being shown, it seems like Ben Affleck is the one slowing it down. But then you see him turn up at conventions and he's like, no, I want to do this still. So mixed messages. But yeah, hopefully we'll see some more Batman movies at some point, because I actually liked Ben as Bruce Wayne. I thought he did a great job. Okay, steering wheel. Cool. So again, it's good enough. Certainly for, you know, £3, whatever. It's just not as good as the Lego ones. And again, steering wheel is just kind of plopped there in the middle. One of those center steering wheel fire engines. Okay, that's that page done. Next. Some bits. So what are you thinking about this build so far? What do you think of our fire engine? Are there any details you would change? Do you think it's good value for money? It's starting to look fire engine-y now. Okay. For those of you joining, welcome to our channel. This is the Toy Store Heroes. We're doing a live build. It's Friday night, just to have a bit of fun. So I've done a bit of a live review on the Millennium Falcon. I'll probably end up doing a live build on the Benatar at some point. So if you're interested in that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, just so you know when we're going to be doing it. But ordinarily, we do have pre-recorded videos where we talk about all kinds of superhero movies, TV shows, toys, and comics. So literally everything to do with the movies, particularly the MCU side of it. There's just a lot of that going on at the minute with Infinity War and Ant-Man dropping so recently. Here we go with our window. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, please do like and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. I'm looking at doing more of these live chats regularly as well, so maybe every Friday night. It's going to be a good place to chat and discuss what's been going on in the comic book movie world. It's certainly been a lot of developments lately. Whoa. Wow, there's so many pieces. So, if you missed it, this set is a Wilco blocks fire engine. Wilco blocks. And this was £3.50 on sale down to £2.50. I don't know what kind of money you would pay for a Lego set this size with this many bricks. Certainly, 3 times that probably. At least. Okay. Now, we've got, oh no, one of those. So we've got a 4x4 and a smoothie 4x4. Sorry if it's going out of focus, by the way. We're in London today, and being the summertime, it's really humid. We had a bunch of storms, and it's driving my camera crazy. Just the humidity in the air. So if I'm going out of focus, I do apologize. Okay. So, what other movies have dropped trailers over Comic-Con? So the other big character was Venom. Big comic book character. So the Tom Hardy movie is due out this Halloween-y kind of time, I think, in October, November kind of time. Halloween would be perfect for it. And the trailer looked pretty darn good, I've got to say. I'm excited for this one. I think they've all been pretty solid trailers this year. We had Godzilla, bunch of stuff. But yeah, for me, I think Venom was one of the better trailers that actually dropped. That and Shazam, I think those were the two that stood out for me. And so we've learned a bit more about the movie. We know that it's not, well, I think Carnage is still going to be in it, but there's going to be other symbiotes, however it is they're pronouncing it in the movies these days. So we're going to have other symbiotes fighting against Venom, who's going to be basically our hero in the movie, if you want to call him that. So I'm excited about it. Now, they've said he's going to have the Spider logo on his chest, but they're saying Spider-Man isn't in the movie. I don't know if I believe that. We know Tom Holland was on set, so I imagine he'll go most of the movie without the Spider logo on his chest, and then maybe at the end, once he's done his heroic stuff and beat the other symbiotes, he'll see Spider-Man on TV. There'll be some footage from Homecoming or Far From Home of him saving the day, and the symbiote will think, oh, he looks like the cool guy, I'm going to copy him, and the Spider logo will appear on his chest. That'll be like the after credit scene or something. Oh, it's telling us now to put the guy in. Here we go. Now, I don't know if you've seen any of my other Wilco Blocks videos. This one isn't going to have the same problem. A lot of them, you put the guy in, and then if he's wearing his hat, you can't get the roof on. It doesn't fit, but this one does. So that's good. Okay. Oh, it is actually roof time. Here we go. Really starting to look fairly cool, I think, now. This is... Oh, did I miss something? I've missed things. Oh my gosh. I don't know how important they are. There's a couple more glass blocks here. I'll just rip the door off. Door back on. So yeah, I mean, you can't have a Venom movie and not include Spider-Man. You know? It's just crazy. So, there we go. Boom. So he's definitely got to pop up in there. If he doesn't, they've missed the trick. I know there's all kinds of contractual issues. Maybe they're worried that Venom's going to be too aggressive a character to have associated with the rest of the Marvel universe. But honestly, he's, you know, he's classic Spider-Man villain. So they've got to do it. Okay, we've got a grill on there. These are like weird hosey things. Or maybe there's sirens, I don't know. Yeah, some of these blocks don't fit the best. Some of them just don't fit at all, but look at it. I'm going to put them up on that white thing. Or not. That just doesn't want to fit at all, does it? Hey Wilco, what the heck? What's going on here? This bit just does not want to go. Oh, if you really shove it. There we go. That's the trick. I'm not sure, you know, this is aged for a 6-year-old. I don't think a 6-year-old could shove that hard. Okay, we're nearly done. Got a last thing here, whatever this is. A couple of studs. Shoved a stud in the middle of a 2x2 there. I guess this is like another hose thing. I don't know where that's going to attach. Maybe it's supposed to be a hydrant. Oh, that goes on top. Doing it all wrong. Oh my gosh. So you can see I'm having to use quite a bit of force to get some of these bricks to go on. Compared to Lego, they just slot together way more easy. There we are. Where does that go? Oh, it just stands on the floor. Okay, random thingy on the floor. There you go. There's what it should look like. And here's what we have. Cool. So there we go. You know, for $3.50, whatever it's supposed to be, that was pretty good. That was 45 minutes of build. I'm quite happy with it, you know. I think for the money you can't really argue. It's summer holidays at the minute, so if you have kids or if you are kids and you want to spend £3 on something that's going to entertain you for, you know, a while, I think that's a good spend. And there you go. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Please like, share and subscribe as always. Bye.